In today's video, we're discussing that horrible word sway, that lateral move off the golf ball, in particular in the lower region where the pelvis moves lateral away from its starting template at the start of the swing, and give us all sorts of issues when it comes to consistency and quality in which how we re-deliver this golf club back onto the golf ball when we're hitting shots. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favourite and most effective drills in my experience when it comes to helping to rectify that sway, so that you guys can choose one or any of these options when you're down at the practice bay next, so you can get rid of that move once and for all. So the sway can be destructive for a number of reasons. Usually when we're too lateral away from the golf ball, we're really going to compromise how we load up and create effective kind of power coming into the golf swing. And it's quite synonymous for people who are typical slicers, because when we are too lateral at any part in the golf swing, especially in the backswing, we're going to disencourage any kind of appropriate rotation, so that can disallow the golf club to get deep enough in the backswing. So usually the hands are going to be more out in front of me if I've not got that turn, and that can encourage the golf to work over the top and work too much on the way down. So pull, slices, you've got a driver on a tee, you can sometimes get underneath it and sky a little bit too much. A lot of that can be linked to people who are swaying too much in the backswing. So there's all sorts of issues that our sways have, and it can also compromise our strike in the fact that the sway, especially when it comes to the lower half, so this kind of lower body, pelvis region, which we're going to refer to today. The pelvis is one of our body's 3 main centres in the pelvis, the sternum and the head. And anytime these centres start moving around, that's really going to be a major component when it comes to affecting where that golf club lands coming back down to the golf ball. In effect, strike. Strike being where the golf club bottoms out each and every time. So if this centre starts moving away, I need to make sure I've got pretty good timing to move back onto the golf ball to figure it out. And as you know, that's not really a consistent way to do it. So whatever we do, don't do what most people do, in the sense that people generally inherently understand that a sway is a lateral movement away from the golf ball. So they think, why don't I sway the other way? And they start alone onto the left. And you see lots of kind of swings of people trying to fix their sway, where they're re-stacked on top of the left, and now you've got a whole other batch of problems. You can't re-center. Again, your turn on the way through is going to be more disencouraged now, and all sorts of problems from there. One of the main things that we want to understand when you're doing all these kind of 3 drills I'm about to share with you now is, in order to reduce a bit more lateral, so if you're laterally too much moving away from the golf ball, usually a little bit more rotation is going to help to kind of counteract that, because it's a blend of the two. It's a bit of lateral and a bit of rotation in the backswing as well as in the downswing, not 100% of one or the other. So that's what we don't want to do. Now let's discuss what we do want to do. So as I said at the start of this video, I'm going to share with you 3 of my favourite drills that I've seen success with in my experience. And it's up to you guys at home to kind of give these 3 drills a go, see which one kind of clicks to you the best. So you're going to find a feel and a drill that you guys can use at home to start to get rid of that move once and for all. So the first drill I want to share with you is what I refer to as the water bottle drill. So grab yourself a water bottle, set up completely as normal, and place that just outside the ankle of your trail foot, about no more than an inch or 2. Now, if we want to make a move to the top, we want to make sure we make our move to the top without walking that water bottle down, because people who sway too much off that, you'll find that their trail foot will excessively start to roll away from the target. That right knee is going to buckle as that pelvis moves away from its frame, and that's the sort of top of the swing we're going to see. So by popping that bottle down, giving you the task of not hitting it, you're going to start to reorganize yourself in the correct way, add in a sprinkle of rotation when it comes to the hip region, missing that water bottle at the same time, and that is more of the swing that we want to see on the way back. So that's number 1. Number 2 is we can use the stick drill. So especially if you're on a grass driving range, you can just plonk an alignment stick in the grass, or if you're on a range, grab a basket, spin it upside down, a swing plate, what I've got here, and place the stick down. So this stick is just outside of your lead or your trail hip. So if I just get set up, and if I move that stick just outside my trail hip, a similar kind of idea to the water bottle drill, but instead of the water bottle being down below, it's by my right hip. And when I'm making my move to the top, again, this isn't to be taken as a sway onto the left side to miss it. I want to feel like this right hip in particular, my trail hip, is working more behind me so that I can complete a backswing which doesn't hit that stick. That's a way more functional backswing, a backswing that's not lateral that way or that way, and is sprinkling an element of rotation, ideally in a conscious effort to get this right hip more behind me so I can load up, create depth in the handle without compromising how laterally any of my centres are moving, so I can re-deliver the golf club back onto the ball in a much better quality and much more consistently from there. Now that takes me to my final drill, and this is definitely more of a feel, but you can do this by hitting a golf ball as well, is to get set up as normal. Just place a golf club on the outside of your trail hip, and your job now is to let that golf club fall behind you by, again, rotating your right hip behind you. You're going to note that. If you're someone that sways too much, lead side or trail side, that stick or that golf club is just going to stay there each and every time. As we said at the start of this video, if we have too much lateral one way or another, we want to add in an element of rotation, and this is a fantastic exercise to use rotation to get that golf club to fall behind you. So you can do that as a feel, you can do that as a backswing feel and hitting a ball, but again, that's a fantastic drill for you to use. So there's 3 of my favourite drills there when it comes to getting rid of that kind of pelvis, that lower half sway in the backswing. And important to note that with all those drills, they all encourage an element of trail side rotation, not almost an anti-slide, a sliding the other way, because we don't want to fix a wrong with a wrong. So give those a go. Let me know how you get on in the comments section, or you can drop me a follow on my socials and drop a message from there. If you guys fancy any kind of lessons, online or in person, drop me a follow on the SKILLEST app, search David Atkins, drop me a message from there. Until next time, catch you on the next one.